This lesson is about social welfare services provided to the children. The major purpose of this lesson is to introduce the welfare programs and services implemented for children in India. Objectives. On the completion of this lesson, you will be able to understand various welfare programs and services for children and verify the significance of welfare programs and services for children. Social welfare programs and services for children. Social welfare is defined as an organized structure of social services designed to support individuals, groups and communities to accomplish meaningful lives. In the Indian context, social welfare services are focused to the weaker segment of society. So, welfare programs are meant to restructure the existing conditions of the weaker section. As a result, appropriate management of the programs require better understanding of the welfare services provided to the marginalized and weaker sections of the society such as children, women, aged, scheduled caste, scheduled tribes and other backward classes, marginalized groups of people, disabled, drug addicts and economically underprivileged, destitute and unemployed. According to 2011 census, 40% of nation's population constitutes children. India ranks highest in the population of children. The 1/3 of the total population of India comprises children and they are in the age group of 0 to 14. A child belonging to the weaker sections of the society faces many hurdles and problems like malnutrition, anemia, infant mortality, infectious diseases, child labour and juvenile delinquency. Children in India are at disadvantaged position as compared to their counterparts in the developed world. Two major centrally sponsored child welfare programs are Integrated Child Development Services Scheme for Child Development and Integrated Child Protection Scheme for the care and protection of the child in conflict with law and in need of care and protection. As India has signed international treaties and conventions, so it has brought changes in its legislation to provide welfare for the child and ameliorate the sufferings of the children. Social welfare programs and services for children. Midday Meal Scheme, Integrated Child Development Services Scheme ICDS, Integrated Child Protection Scheme ICPS, Schemes for Education of Children, Right of Children for Free and Compulsory Education RTE Act, Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan SSA, Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan, the Integrated Program for Street Children, Kishori Shakti Yojana, Balika Samriddhi Yojana, Nutrition Program for Adolescent Girls, Childline Services, initiatives to combat trafficking of women and children, Rajiv Gandhi National Creche Scheme for the children of working mothers, Sishu Graha Scheme, Reproductive and Child Health Program, National Child Labour Project, Institutional Framework for Child Welfare, the National Commission for the Protection of Child Rights NCPCR, Central Adoption Resource Agency, the National Institute for Public Cooperation and Child Development. National level child welfare schemes and programs. Midday Meal Scheme, supporting the nutritional intake for the deprived and marginalized children. A nationalized program named Midday Meal Scheme launched in the year 1996 to enhance enrollment in the government primary schools and improvement in the levels of nutrition among school going children. The objectives are to increase the nutritional level of the primary school children studying in government schools and government aided schools, empower the children and improve the attendance in school to support the child to focus more on academics, provide nutritional support and information about the importance of healthy food to the students in scarcity ridden areas throughout summer vacation. To have more enrollment, this program also geared to cover children from class 6 to class 7 in the year 2007 and enrolled many deprived children. The program focuses on achieving a great impact on child's education and health. The major expected outcome of the program is the overall personal well-being of the child. Integrated Child Development Services Scheme (ICDS). ICDS was started in the year 1975 to eradicate vulnerability among children, focusing more on nutrition and development. The objectives of ICDS are to provide nutrition and health support for children in the age group of 0 to 6 years, to create a system that tackles the proper psychological, physical and social development of the child, to fight the rate of mortality, morbidity, malnutrition and school dropout, to have all the various ministries and departments work in a coordinated fashion to achieve policy implementation and create an effective ECCE system, to support the mother and help her become capable of providing necessary nutritional and development needs of the child and be aware of her own needs during the pregnancy. Following are the 6 services that are provided through the Anganwadis, child welfare centers under ICDS. 1. Supplementary nutrition. Hot cooked meals and energy dense food is provided to malnutritioned and severely malnutritioned children in 6 months to 6 years of age group, expecting and lactating mothers, in addition to adolescent girls. Non-formal preschool education. Non-formal preschool education is provided to children in 3 to 6 years of age. The emphasis is on developing cognitive, motor and muscular skills in the children. The activities are performed in a play-way method to impart the concepts of numbers, colors and alphabets and so on. 3. Nutrition and health education. Nutrition and health education is provided to expecting and lactating mothers as well as women in the age group of 15 to 45 years to facilitate to take care of themselves and their children. 4. Health checkups. Periodic growth and development of the child is monitored at the Anganwadis. Regular and systematic health checkups of the mother and the child are conducted by the functionaries of Department of Health. 5. Immunization. Children are immunized against the 6 killer diseases is to ensure that they do not fall prey to childhood diseases like diphtheria, measles, polio, hepatitis among others. Pregnant mothers are also immunized at the center by the functionaries of the health department. 6. Referral services. The Anganwadi worker is provided medicines for treating minor health problems, but if the parents and the worker are not able to handle the health problem, then they can refer the child to the nearest health center. ICDS program also empowers women at the local level by providing them honorarium for their services rendered by them to the community. ICDS is considered to be an ideal vehicle for the provision of child welfare services to children at their doorsteps. The government's endeavor is to improve the condition of children by making an Anganwadi center a vibrant center for the holistic improvement of the child. Integrated Child Protection Scheme (ICPS). More focus on the child safety is emphasized while implementing the ICPS. The scheme is based on the fundamental and primary philosophy of protection of child rights and best interest of the child. The scheme is developed to improve the well-being of the children in hard conditions and to help prevent ill treatment, neglect, exploitation, desertion and separation of children from their families. The primary objective of the scheme are to become systematic in providing the required support and make stronger organization, to improve capabilities of overall schemes and individuals concerned in service execution, to create systematic database and knowledge base about child protection services, to reinforce child protection at family and community level, to coordinate and network with government and non-government organizations to guarantee successful execution of ICPS, and to build, improve and enhance community consciousness about child rights, child vulnerability and child protection services. The target groups in the case of ICPS were: 1. A child in need of care and protection. 2. A child in conflict with law. 3. A child in contact with law who came in contact with law either as a victim or as a witness. ICPS provides services to children through institutionalized and non-institutionalized care and protection through Sishu Ghars set up by the government or NGOs for abandoned children and destitute children. The children are provided board and lodging, childcare, medical care and nutrition facilities. Shelter homes set up by the government or NGOs to function as drop-in centers cum night shelters for children in need of urgent support. Children's homes, observation homes and special homes are set up under the Juvenile Justice Act by the government or with the help of voluntary agencies for child during the pendency of any inquiry, temporary reception of juveniles in conflict with law, and for juveniles who have been convicted by the juvenile justice boards. Bal Bhavans and Bal Kalyan Kendras are set up for providing recreational and learning facilities like hobby classes, computer courses and other basic services for preschool education. Creches are also provided for the children of working mothers, unwell mothers and mothers belonging to disadvantaged sections of the society. ICPS is an umbrella scheme under which the Government of India has brought in all the erstwhile child care and protection schemes run by the government and the voluntary agencies. ICPS gives the guidelines in implementation and specification of the plan to be implemented by NGO sectors and also assisting in achieving the objectives and suggestions in further refining the plan for the effective results of this program. This program serves as an umbrella for all departments and ministries involved in implementing this program. Schemes for education of children. The Right of Children to Free and Compulsory Education RTE Act. This act is implemented in the year 2010 to provide free and compulsory education for the children for the marginalized groups. The school infrastructure and pupil teacher ratio, that is PTR, training to untrained teachers, quality interventions is prescribed under the act. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan, aimed at the universalization of elementary education by community ownership of the school system. The main intention of this program is to change the current schooling system and to promote a progress in the quality of the education and the overall irrespective of their age, status, caste and ability. The SSA focuses and works with children in the age group of 0 to 14. Objectives are: every child should be enrolled in a school or an education guarantee center or an alternate school or an back to school camp by 2003. Every child completing 5 years should fulfill primary schooling by 2007. Every child should fulfill 8 years of elementary schooling by 2010. To attain beneficial for life, focus on elementary education should be satisfactory. To make free of gender and social class gaps at primary stage by 2007 and at elementary education level by 2010. All schools should cover universal attention both in primary and elementary by 2010. Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya Scheme. Kasturba Gandhi Balika Vidyalaya Scheme. This scheme is functioning from 2004. It focuses on residential schooling with boarding facilities in the elementary level to guarantee that quality education is possible and accessible to the girl of disadvantaged groups of society. Rashtriya Madhyamik Shiksha Abhiyan RMSA, National Mission for Secondary Education. This program aims at development of secondary education in the primary school throughout India and this is sponsored by the Ministry of Human Resource Development, Government of India. It was launched in March 2009. The main aim is to universe all the secondary level education to a prescribed norm throughout the country. To encourage education at secondary level, government has introduced other programs including Model School Scheme in the year 2008, Inclusive Education for Disabled in 2009, construction of girls hostel and secondary and higher secondary schools in 2009. The integrated program for street children. This scheme focuses on street children who are deprived of all amenities provided by the government, and the objective was also to fulfill their rights as a citizen of India. As the street child is exposed to various threats like abuse or exploitation, this program provides shelter, nutrition, health care, education, recreation facilities to them. This program comes under ICPS, Kishori Shakti Yojana. This scheme aims at empowering adolescent girls to become responsible citizens and the backbone of a family, which is the basic forms of the society. This scheme covers the holistic development of adolescents and cover the behavioral and psychological well-being. The objective focuses on the nutrition, health and development changes among adolescent girls and train them to face challenges in life through learning different skills. Encourage them to go back to school to integrate them with the opportunities for learning life skills and vocational trainings at the Anganwadi centers, which enhances their livelihood in future to support the economic growth of the country. Rajiv Gandhi National Creche Scheme for the children of working mothers. The need for the working women was also need support to get care of their younger children, especially infants, as they need shelter room to take care of their babies when they are on work. NGOs has taken up the initiative to run the creche services as they know the potential need of the mother, as the needs are unique to different individuals. Balika Samriddhi Yojana. Girl child is equally important and as equal as that of boy child. To increase the status of girl child, the Balika Samriddhi Yojana was started in the year 1997. This scheme aims in changing the attitudes of the family and the community by focusing the importance of having a girl child and promoting the welfare measures to the girl child. This will increase enrollment in the school, raise the marriage age of girls and create income opportunities and activities. A gift of rupees 500 to the mother on delivery of a baby girl, annual scholarship for her education is the incentive attached to this scheme. Scheme for working children in need of care and protection. The purpose of this program is to provide essential educational services like non-formal education and vocational training. The program intended to put off the mistreatment of working children and safeguard their right to education. This program comes under ICPS. The services of the children are in the context of welfare programs and broadly classified into institutional and non-institutional services applicable to both normal and abnormal children. Institutional frameworks for child welfare. The National Commission for Protection of Child Rights, NCPCR. This is a statutory body which comes under the Ministry of Women and Child Development, and the Commission for Protection of Child Rights, NCPCR Act 2005. The Commission reviews the provisions for protection of child rights and proposes strategies for efficient execution, find out violation of child rights in the country, issues related to the country without family, prisoners' children, suggest suitable approaches. The National Institute for Public Cooperation and Child Development, NIPCCD. This is autonomous body under the Ministry of Women and Child Development Department, Government of India, to endorse voluntary action, research training and documentation on women and child development. Child care interventions are focused to maternal health and nutrition, early childhood care and education, behavioral and emotional issues of children, disabilities among children, well-being of the children and support services. Childline services. To take care of the child in an emergency situation, the government has implemented 24-hour free emergency phone call to outreach the children without any hampered confusion. The child under distress of any situations like getting lost and being abused, the child can be readily referred to Childline services immediately by dialing 1098. After responding to the emergency situation, the child is getting connected to the support services either for a long-term rehabilitation services or handling them to the responsible person in charge. Central Adoption Resource Agency CARA. The government believes every child born in India has the right to enjoy the privilege of childhood. Most of the often destitute and surrendered children need to have loving family for their holistic development, and hence CARA serves the purpose under the direct purview of Ministry of Women and Child Development, which was established in 1990. Let's summarize today's class. All the social welfare services and programs have to provide justice and deserving environment to safeguard all the rights and provide protection to all the children, especially who are in difficult circumstances. Protecting the rights of child has gone beyond national boundaries and has become an international venture. There are a number of provisions for welfare of child in the Constitution of India and accomplishing the goals of each program successfully.